here.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Thursday, September 19th, and the Yankees were finishing off a 3-game set with the Seattle Mariners, and they were going for the sweep and looking for win number 90 on the season. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Welcome to the New York City.
Pinstripe Territory.
Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. That was Hangover Baseball for you. Hangover Baseball from the New York Yankees. They dropped the third game of the series, 3-2, to the Seattle Mariners, 6 hits. And the game was over in the bottom of the first inning. We just didn't know it. We're going to play some voicemails in just a few minutes, so stick around for that. The big takeaway from me today is the team health, which has been a strength lately. The Yankees are, in general, much healthier than most other playoff teams. But Jake Cousins left the game with a tight pectoral muscle. He has been huge in the Yankees bullpen. So you hope that it's nothing serious. Apparently, Shohei Ohtani just hit number 50. He stole number 50 earlier in the game, and I think he also hit number 49. So 2 home runs and a stolen base for Ohtani. He now has 50 home runs and 50 stolen bases on the season. My goodness. That guy's an incredible player. Incredible player. Cincy Tino says the Martian lost that game single-handedly. He didn't handle the outfield very well. Look, that was we'll get to the Martian. The other thing that we got to take away is that Soto made an outstanding catch in the 7th inning, but slammed his knee into the left field wall and was down in pain for a few minutes. He was noticeably limping afterwards. At first, he tried to stand up and immediately collapsed, and my heart just sank into my stomach. I started getting Dustin Fowler vibes. If you don't remember Dustin Fowler, Major League debut, before he even took an at-bat, he ran into a wall on a play similar to that, but in Chicago, and tore his patella tendon. And I don't think his career or his speed ever recovered. He ended up never taking an at-bat with the Yankees. But, plays like this one with Juan Soto, and he did stay in the game, are why players tell you that they want the first round bye. They want those 4 or 5 days to let all the bangs and bruises and bumps from the season kind of heal up a little bit. They think that's more important to heal and get healthy than it is to maintain their baseball rhythm. But yeah, let's get to the Dominguez thing. Obviously, tough start for the Yankees today in the first inning. Crooked number for the Mariners. 3 runs, but only one of them earned. Fly ball to left field. The Martian dropped it, lost it in the sun. Second day in a row that he's had issues out there. Dropped a fly ball, or actually he just missed a fly ball completely last night. It was the twilight sky. Today it was the sun. I'm blaming the lighting conditions on Earth until proven otherwise. But for real, he has amazing offensive upside. He swung the bat well today, a couple of hits, including a double. But damn, son, got to work more on that defense. Jazz Chisholm went deep today, 2-run shot. Second half of the game, there was pretty much no offense, no chance of offense. The shadows were, playing a big role. And the Orioles won. So with the Yankees' loss, that drops the American League East lead back down to 4 games. Yankees 89-64, but the Yankees are going to Oakland. They should be able to beat Oakland. They should be able to at least take a couple out of that series. Oakland 67-86, though we do know that the Yankees tend to play down to their competition. Be interesting to see if the Martian plays tomorrow in that big Oakland outfield. They might give him the day off, but we'll see. I don't want to be too hard on him. Rookie mistakes. Kid's 21. Obviously, a lot of offensive upside, but there are going to be things that are not polished, and his offense or his defense is clearly an issue so far. Thought Clark Schmidt was fine today. Not the best I've seen him, not the worst. Obviously, the defense didn't help him. I thought he salvaged the game pretty well. He went 5 innings after that 3-run inning in the first. He finished with 6 innings, 3 hits. One of them earned, 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. At this moment, you have to consider him a part of the playoff rotation. I'd have him in my playoff rotation. I'd probably have him in there at number 2, honestly. I just think he's super solid. And, I want that guy whose his bad days are when he gives up 3 runs, right? He doesn't get shelled, ever. So he's in my playoff rotation. All right, before we get to the recap, I want to take a few quick voicemails. We've been kind of throwing off our voicemail schedule because of the late ball games. So, I want to give people a chance to watch the recap in the morning and watch the full podcast and not, ruin its traction by putting out another podcast. So we've been doing these more in the evening the last few days, but we're going to do another one tomorrow morning. So call in, let me know what you're thinking about this series, about The Martian, about Volpe, about all that stuff. And we'll have a voicemail show tomorrow, come out maybe, 10:30 or 11, something like that. But Volpe, had a terrific game defensively today, picked up a base hit, but we had some calls this morning and throughout the day about Volpe, and I'll play one of them right now. This one is about his offense.
Hey, Derek, this is Matthew from Kahului, Hawaii. Have some uncomfortable stats about Anthony Volpe. Since 2023, of all hitters with at least 1,000 plate appearances, 104 players qualified for that, by the way. Volpe ranks 6th worst in average, tied for worst in OBP, 7th worst in slugging, 3rd worst in OPS, 6th worst in WRC+, 3rd worst in WOBA, and he has a WRC+ since May 30th of 60.
Yeah, that's bad. Those numbers are bad. There's no question about it. But I still have some hope for Volpe. I still do. On June 5th of this season, he was hitting .290 with an .803 OPS. He had a streak of 34 games in which he hit .303 with a .346 on-base percentage. He was on base in every one of the games. 6 doubles, 5 triples, and 3 home runs. That's his ceiling as a player. That's who he can be. I think the trouble gets in his mind when he starts hitting home runs. When he runs into a few home runs, he starts to think he's a power hitter. And that changes his swing completely. He's done it. He just hasn't been able to sustain it. And, since June on, like you said, he's been one of the worst players offensively in baseball. But when and if he learns to be that guy he was from April through the end of May through early June, he's going to be a freaking problem. And we saw today how great he is defensively. And we also saw something today that could happen going forward, which is Oswaldo Cabrera pinch hit for him in the 9th inning, which I think is a good idea right now.
Hey, Derek. Great program. Just wanted to say, as far as the Rookie of the Year contest between Huel and Wells, I understand what you're saying about Luis Huel, but you have to keep in mind that Wells as the catcher is playing a lot more. And also it might be advantageous for Wells to win, because if he does, the Yankees will get a PPI pick, and they won't get that if Luis Huel wins. Thanks again. Keep up the great work.
Appreciate the kind words. And look, it's a good problem to have. I could see either one of them winning it. If I had a vote, though, I would give it to Huel. The guy's got 14 wins. He might get 15 or 16. He's got an ERA hovering around 3. I think it's 3.14. He's pitched like a $20+ million pitcher. Wells has been great, too. I can't disagree with anybody who votes Wells because of how good he's been defensively as a catcher and how good he is offensively in the second half. Driven in a ton of runs. He's been great. But right now, if I just had to choose, and this is just personal preference, I think that Luis Huel's been more valuable just because of what he did when it looked like the Yankees were hamstrung at the beginning of the season with Gerrit Cole out. The reigning Cy Young Award winner out for 2.5 months, and Luis Huel stepped up. So that's why I would vote for him. Got a call from Booker here.
Hi, Derek. Good morning. This is Booker calling. Just want to remind all the Yankee fans, don't let Cashman slip out of this just because they've made the playoffs and they've had a whole bunch of money spent through the years of this guy's ineptitude. Just because they make the playoffs, unless they win the championship, which I don't think they will because of his roster construction, he needs to be held accountable, and he needs to be gone.
Oh, man. He went on with that rant for another 30, 40 seconds, but I'll just say that Booker hates Brian Cashman more than Bartolo Colon hates salad. He just does not like that man at all. Booker, thank you for the call. Here's Barbara.
Hey, Derek. This is Barbara in Florida. The reason I'm calling, although I'm not listening to the game today, I'm busy, and I expect them not to win because they're probably hungover.
Nailed it.
Anyway, I just wanted to mention, for some reason, I'm not ready to give up on Anthony Volpe. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, I'm not ready to give up on him either. I don't think many people are, although some are. Impatient fans are. We're not. We had a comment this morning that why all the hate on Anthony Volpe, and I want to make clear that looking at the team introspectively and identifying problems and problem areas and issues that are concerning is not hate. Criticism is not hate. We're just analyzing what we're seeing. We're trying to make sense of it, trying to establish the best ways forward, and think about the future. You know, that's what sports is. We're not hating. If I was on here saying, "Oh, Anthony sucks, I hate Anthony Volpe," that's hating. But I don't. I think he's a great kid. I think he's a great defender. I think he's got potential offensively. He's just not living up to it right now.
Hey, Derek, Robert. Well, reason to be happy, for sure. Celebration was, a little controlled, but they broke loose a little bit with the champagne, too. It's good. They know there's more work to be done.
I love the attitude, Robert. That's how I hope the Yankees are thinking about it. Let's celebrate it. But keep in mind, there's a long way to go, and this team has not won anything yet. But while we're talking about celebrating, I saw some people push back yesterday about the Yankees celebrating a mere playoff berth. Few commenters, even my own social media guy, Aiden, says, wait till you get the division. And I gotta say, I have no issue with the 5 celebrations. One for clinching the playoff spot, another for clinching the division, then the ALDS, then the ALCS, and the World Series, provided one caveat. I need every single celebration to get better and better and more hardcore. So last night, we begin with champagne and beer. That's fun. Everybody loves champagne and beer. Everybody loves having it poured over their head. But if you win the East, you got to take it up a notch. If you win the East, you got to add a little something. Since Diddy is now available as your party planner, you got to bring in Charlie Sheen. Get the Tiger Blood shots passed out. The jet fuel. When you win the ALDS, no cameras in the clubhouse, baby, because you win a playoff series, you got to bring in the exotic dancers. You got to go with the strippers. Tasteful ones, but strippers nonetheless. You break out the mechanical bull. You clinch against the Orioles, you got to have Jazz Chisholm in a literal tank crushing the Orioles bus in the parking lot. Make them walk their asses back to the hotel. If you win the ALCS, fireworks, but indoors. And when the Yankees finally win the World Series and take home number 28, at that point it will be almost Halloween. So I want to see them literally raise the dead. I want to see zombie Steinbrenner in there firing zombie Billy Martin, or I'm just not going to be impressed. Free flamethrowers to the drunkest fans as they exit the stadium. That's how you party, baby. That's how you party in New York City. Quick word from our sponsor, Huel, and then I will be back with the game breakdown, which was regrettably not much fun today. And then we'll wrap things up and send everybody home before we take on the A's tomorrow. Quick word from our sponsor. I'll be back in about 60. Mornings are nuts, especially when you're doing a voicemail show like I do. No time for breakfast, but you still need to start your day right. What if a delicious, nutritious meal could be ready in just seconds? Support for Pinstripe Territory is brought to you by Huel, the world's #1 complete nutrition brand, trusted by millions with over 400 million meals sold worldwide. Fuel your day with convenient, complete nutrition. Try it yourself with this exclusive offer, 15% off using the code FOUL at Huel.com. Personally, I love the Huel Ultimate Super Greens Powder. It's packed with 91 vitamins, minerals, and whole food ingredients. Their nutrition bars are great. savory pouches are amazing too. Give it a try. Unlock a healthier, easier way to eat with Huel's nutritionally complete meals. Focus on what really matters. Again, that's 15% off using the code FOUL at Huel.com.
All right, let's go.
All right.
Do it.
Got that out of the way. Great comment here from Mr. Joe Vittori. He says that Derek has the greatest soundboard. I have to say, I agree.
You're a smart motherfucker. That's right.
All right, so leadoff walk to Gleyber Torres. Today he continues to do a good job getting on base at the beginning of the game. I still like that move of him leading off, but he got stranded. I mentioned the 3-run inning for the Mariners in the first inning. Obviously, Dominguez with the dropped fly ball, but credit to the Mariners for capitalizing on it. Dominguez doubled in the second. Very nice piece of hitting, opposite field line drive, but got thrown out at home trying to score on a single by Volpe. Again, credit to the Mariners. They executed a perfect relay. It wasn't like Dominguez hesitated. It wasn't like it was bad base running. He was waved in. Just a great play by the Mariners on defense. They won this game. Top 3, Yankees got on the board. Judge single to left, and then Jazz Chisholm turned on a pitch and did some damage.
That ball is high. It is far. It is gone.
23rd home run of the season. First in a while. I cut the Mariners' lead to 3-2, but that was the end of the scoring. He's been in a little bit of a power outage. Maybe this gets him going again offensively, but I don't want him thinking home runs. I want him to continue to get hits. We're at our best when he's on base and creating havoc on the bases. And for that, you don't need home runs. You need base hits and walks, things like that. Dominguez and Rizzo singled to open the fourth, but Gilbert pitched out of it. Multi-hit game for Dominguez. And Rizzo's had a couple of hits the last few days. He had 2 hits yesterday and picked up a base knock today, up to 219. All right. Schmidt was done after 5 innings. Final line, 6 hits, 3 runs. One of them earned 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. Like I said, I thought he was solid. It was not his fault, those 3 runs scored. It should have been 1 run, if that. But the hook was good today. Command wasn't his best, but, he's solid. Bottom 7, we had the Soto play. Fly ball down the right field line. He goes sliding into the wall, bangs his knee, and has trouble getting up. I was shocked that he stayed in the game. The guy is tough as nails. You have got to give it to him. The dude is tough as nails.
You son of a bitch.
Bottom 8, 2 outstanding defensive plays from Anthony Volpe. 1 to nail a runner going to third with 1 out, and then a beautiful stab up the middle, punctuated with a very nice throw to first. But the Yankees could do nothing with Munoz in the 9th. That guy is just absolute filth. And the Yankees drop game 3 of the series, 3-2.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. If you ain't first, you're last.
Ronald Paulus says, Teacher Man actually did a short video on Volpe. Main problem is he lands his front foot too early, and that causes timing issues and inconsistent at-bats. Great hitters are able to hit off their rear leg. I mean, he's right about, look, I'm not going to compare myself in terms of my breakdown of Volpe to Teacher Man. He works with Aaron Judge. He works with all these guys. I did a video just trying to identify what I saw. I saw some hip opening up too early on the front side. But if he thinks it's a timing issue, then hell, it's probably a timing issue. So, maybe they should work together. Reach out to Volpe, Teacher Man, get it going. Let's get this guy performing. If it worked with Judge, and by the way, Spencer Jones, let's get him in your lab. Does nothing to post shorts about it. Let's get these guys in there and get some results. Tough day for the Yankees, but it is what it is. Let's take a few more comments here.
What do you say?
Edwin NG says he's hoping that nothing is serious on the Soto injury. I think Soto's going to be okay, but he might sit tomorrow. That's going to be sore tomorrow. He went sliding full speed. Let me fix this. I got a 2-person scene up. Once you bang your knee like that, in the moment, the adrenaline, it doesn't hurt as bad. But the next day, it's going to be swollen. It's going to be black and blue. And he's not going to be able to run. Just give them a day off. You've already clinched a playoff spot. Even if you lose tomorrow or lose 2 out of 3 to the A's without Soto, you still got a chance to clinch next week at home, which would be fun, you know? Honestly, this upcoming series with the A's, I'm okay with them giving some guys some rest. I'm okay with, you know, if you win one game, you figure the Orioles will lose at least one over this weekend, and then, you know, maybe your magic number is like 4 headed back to New York. You got 6 games. You got to figure the Yankees are going to win 2, the Orioles are going to, you know, lose 2 over the final 6, and you're AL East champs, and that, you know, that's all that really matters. So, look, I say give them some rest. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a day. Tough day for the Yankees. Reminder to call in 718-899-1068. Going to do a voicemail show tomorrow, and we'll see you then. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.